Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner. And today we are going to be doing If You Like This Book, Then Read This Book.
Feel so special, prettier from the minute that I met you.
Again, hello, I'm Rye. This is Rye's Reading Corner. If this is the first time you are seeing my face, or if you have not yet hit that subscribe button, it's super easy and I would really appreciate if you would do so. It really helps my channel grow. So, as you saw in my thumbnail and heard from my little introduction, I'm going to be starting a new series here on my channel where if you like this, then you should read this. So I'll be doing different things like TV shows, movies, but today I have picked 4 of my favorite books and I have paired them with another one of my favorite books that have either similar storylines or themes. And I'm going to be saying if you like this book, then I suggest this book. So, only starting off with 4 today, and then as the series goes on, I will be having more as well. So I have a variety here. I have some adult romances, I have a YA middle grade, and some other YA contemporary. So let's get started with my first one. Alright, so my first one is if you have read The Hate U Give and you liked it. So if you liked The Hate U Give, which was such a popular book several years ago, Angie Thomas killed it with this debut novel. If you're not familiar, it is about our main character here. Her name is Star, and she is kind of trapped in between 2 lives. She is growing up in a kind of a rougher part of town. Her father wants to keep their family there because he is trying to kind of mentor people, and he also owns a store down there. He doesn't want to give up on the community he grew up in. However, she attends a really prestigious prep school where she is the minority. Everyone there has a lot of money. Family from her mom's side lives in like a gated community where she spends a lot of time. Everything for her changes when she witnesses the death of her friend by a cop, and he was not armed, and so the town and her community goes up in arms, and yeah, and she has this pressure of having to be and testify as a witness. So if you liked this book, I recommend to you Blended by Sharon M. Draper. This book is so good, and as soon as I started reading this, it totally gave me the Hate U Give vibes for a younger audience. So we have our main character here. Her name is Isabella. She's 11 years old, and she writes this book is written from switching between when she's at her mom's house versus her dad's house. So she is kind of stuck in this middle because she is living split between 2 houses, 1 week here, 1 week there, and she doesn't feel like either one is home to her because they have different rules, and she has certain backpacks for certain houses, and she really struggles trying to find where she fits in. Also, she feels like she is struggling to fit in as well because her father is Black and her mother is white. So she feels like she's constantly having to switch identities depending on which family she is with. This also involves getting an encounter with police that are racially profiling her and her, I think it's her stepbrother. And so yeah. So again, we have a lot of this struggle of identity, which we get a lot in The Hate U Give, as well as being racially profiled. So this is a great book. It gives me a lot of The Hate U Gives just for a younger audience. Alright, so the next one I would recommend is if you loved The Hating Game, I recommend that you read Shipped by Angie Hockman. So the things that are really big in The Hating Game that stand out to me is you have a workplace romance, hate to love, great banter, and an underlying message in here that's more than just a romance. And you get that in the book Shipped by Angie Hockman. So we have our 2 characters who literally cannot stand each other. They're both going up for a same promotion for they work like a travel agency with cruises. So again, going up for a promotion, and they are tasked on going out onto one of the cruises to really get familiar with the company. But our main character doesn't really believe she has a chance because in this workplace, it is definitely male misogyny. Women are belittled, and she thinks that's why her hatred comes towards this counterpart, because she believes he stole one of her ideas and never apologized for it or never corrected someone that wasn't his idea. But again, it's a hate to love romance. You can imagine what happens. But again, it really does speak on deeper issues than just a romance, which I feel like The Hating Game does as well. So a lot of parallels. I loved both of these books, and yeah, I think that's a great comparison. If you like this one, you will enjoy this one. All right, so my next one are for my horror fantasy friends out there. If you liked House of Hollows by Crystal Sutherland, I really think you will like Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. So the things that really stand out for me for House of Hollow is a disappearance of a sibling or siblings, a fantastical element that is quite horror-esque, an alternative world, all those kind of aspects into the House of Hollow, with some really descriptive, kind of gruesome imagery as well. And that is definitely, I think, what you get in Rules for Vanishing. So the Rules for Vanishing is about our main girl. Her name is Sarah, and her sister Becca has been missing for a year. Her sister was going to play like this local legend, looking for Lucy Gallows on a certain time of year. And I'm making sure I don't spoil anything for you, because you have to go into not know anything. So people think that Becca has ran away with a boyfriend, but Sarah knows that it's something more. It has to do with something with Lucy Gallows, and she is stuck somewhere in this game. And so her and a group of friends go and play this game with Lucy Gallows to try and find where her sister is. And it's in this alternate universe where things are crazy, just like in House of Hollows. They have to go through like these trials almost to try and get to the end. There's all these rules, and there is more to the picture than what you think originally, which is exactly the same with House of Hollows. It gave me a lot of the same feels, so I really feel like if you're looking for kind of a horror, fantastical type book, this would work for you. Okay, so my last recommendation I am going to do for you is, if you really enjoyed The Passing Playbook by Isaiah Fitzsimmons, which is a newly released book, I think you will like one of my all-time favorites, Stay Gold by Totally Mixed. So the main things that stick out to me for this book when I'm looking for a book to match with this one is we have LGBTQIA plus rep in this one. We have a character who would like to stay stealth at a new school, but is come with a situation where they have to decide if they are going to remain stealth or come out to their new school that they are transgender. And that struggle of doing that, as well as the struggle of being transgender in a relationship. So that is what reminds me a lot of Stay Gold. So in Stay Gold, we have our main character, Pony, which is a play on my favorite book, The Outsiders. And Pony here is going to a new school, left his old school, and he wants to stay stealth, just very much like The Passing Playbook, and because he is transgender. But all of this comes into question when he meets Georgia, a girl that is attending his school, and he are starting to develop a relationship between the two of them, and now he is stuck if he wants to stay and remain stealth, or if he wants to tell Georgia, which would eventually be told to the rest of the school, that he is transgender. So it's really him navigating being transgender and in a relationship, which we do get a lot in The Passing Playbook. So that is my last comparison here for you. So again, I think if you liked either one of these books, if it's the reverse way around, I think you will like one of them if you liked the other. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of these other videos that I'm going to be including in my series. And then if you never want to miss any of my content, make sure you hit that notification button. If you want to be my friend on any of my other social media platforms, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All the information is linked down below. So stay kind, loves, and I'll see you next time. Bye!